Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are breaking down a shoe that I've been looking at for, it's probably been well over a year since the silhouette was introduced. It's now dropped in an array of colorways. And obviously you see the title of the video. Today we are talking about the Pharrell Williams Solar Hue PRD, I believe. And today we are looking at them in the gray colorway. It's gray top to bottom, different hits, different hues, no pun intended. And yeah, let's just get to them. Now, I don't remember what the first colorway was that dropped in these. I have heard through several different avenues and grapevines that it's a very comfortable shoe that it's just a must-have. You know, if you're into Boost, and obviously that's me. So I had to. That's a bummer. I just realized there's a little, what would you call it? A little factory flaw in one of these shoes, but it's all good. It happens. And anyways, where was I? I love gray shoes. When I saw the gray colorway, the gray monotone come out, I was like, that's a pair that I gotta have. So here they are. Obviously, if you live under a rock, this is a collaboration between Adidas and Pharrell Williams. If you don't know who Pharrell is, we are not going to discuss that, because you should. And we'll talk about the right one today. They are exactly the same left to right, and let's go ahead and break them down. So when a shoe like this drops and it's just one shade throughout, it kind of you kind of tend to miss a few things. So I'm gonna do my best and go over everything from top to bottom. So obviously with Pharrell being involved, we will take a look at the HU right there across the toe box. Pharrell's collabs with Adidas are always around that human race branding. HU, the beginning of human, obviously is what that stands for. Pharrell's stuff has a slew of different slogans and hits and abbreviations and languages and colors throughout everything that he's done with Adidas. Obviously that has a lot to do with the fact that Pharrell is just an advocate for society as a whole, you know, and the human race as a whole, and the fact that we need not see colors and languages and barriers and all of that stuff, and we just kind of got to get past that. And he's doing a decent job. He's doing a decent job of communicating that via his collabs with Adidas and his own merchandise and whatnot. So anyway, that's why you're gonna see HU on the toe cap of both shoes on this particular colorway. Sometimes it differs from shoe to shoe, but this time it does go on both shoes. So heading back to the toe box, this is what they refer to as a full textile upper. There's not any actual prime knit in this particular shoe. To the best of my knowledge, it does feel like a lot of meshes and nylons and whatnot. It is still comfortable, beyond comfortable. So just know that. So before I go any further, the whole entire, the inner liner that you will see that is visible is nylon on the front part of it, and then towards the back you've got kind of like a perforated nylon mesh, I guess we'll go with. But it's gonna be hard for me to break this down because there are several different materials, but just know that everything is quality, everything is soft, everything is very comfortable. So on the toe box right here, you do have that same perforated material that we have on the back of the Achilles area, and then it does cut diagonal on the toe box there and ends pretty much where the lacing system starts. And then both lateral and medial portions of the shoe do feature a padded material that does wrap the entire lacing system right here. And then as far as the laces go, the pair that comes stock on the shoe is a hit of gray. You can see the aglets right there are lined with that Adidas branding. And the grays do have 3M hits in them. Then it is worth mentioning there is an alternate lace. It is white with hits of gray throughout. Back to this shoe. On the tongue, you do have the Adidas Performance branding, as you can see right there. Back down to the lacing system, you've got reinforced, padded, what feels like neoprene, making up that lacing system. There are a few extra holes on the lateral portion that are not being used that could be used if you need to, but the laces aren't very long in general, so I don't think that's something that anybody does need. But everyone gets mad creative with their laces. I don't agree with all of them, but it is worth noting. Much like an Ultra Boost, there is a heel counter. However, it does not wrap the entire shoe. You've got one on the outer portion of the shoe, one on the inner, and then back above the outer heel cup, you do have more HU branding, and that's kind of like a felt material, and it's on the inner portion of the shoe as well, but does not feature the logo on the inner side. Back on the lateral portion of the shoe, you do have like a half circle counter that falls right off the lacing system. It is 3M reflective as well, and it doesn't really do a whole lot other than aesthetics, but definitely worth mentioning as well. Now headed down towards the midsole, before we actually get to the boost, you've got this rail that runs along the entire shoe from about the ankle all the way to the toe box, and they call that the stabilizing solar propulsion rail. So worth noting, it is something there that is supposed to add stability to the shoe overall. And it definitely does. The shoe does feel very stable. That is something that I realized that does separate it from the Ultra Boost. I think everybody wants to kind of compare everything in Adidas lineup to the Ultra Boost. The shoe does feel a bit wider and a bit more stable. I'll touch on that just a little more in just a moment. And then headed down to the midsole, it is a full boost midsole all the way around, a ton of boost, much like an Ultra Boost, but this is a solar boost. And something worth noting, if you haven't watched any of my previous videos with colored boost, is it's not necessarily dyed, it's just painted on there. It's an overlay on white boost, and when you head down towards the outsole, you will see the white that seeps through that Continental branded rubber outsole. So why they haven't been able to figure out how to dye it, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if they're actually even interested in it. So that's the way that Adidas has been doing it. If they do color the boost, it is just a paint of sorts that is applied to the visible part of the boost there. Much like several other boost shoes, you do have that torsion system that creeps through the bottom, and that is just a fork essentially that runs through the outer portion of the shoe, both on the heel and several times down the forefoot of the shoe, and it just adds more stability to the shoe. So when the shoe does turn and twist and torque, it does add stability throughout. So overall, a very, very good shoe. I have ran in these and I have worn them to the gym, and they feel great. I'm pretty bummed that it took me this long to pick up a pair, but overall, it is a great shoe. As far as pricing goes, these are priced at $160, and for whatever reason, these are like always on sale now. They don't sell out, and I like that. I like that Pharrell, I don't know if it's quantities, if it's Adidas who's doing it, whoever's idea it is, I don't know. Maybe they're just not hyped enough for the masses and whatever. But I do like the shoe. I'm glad they don't sell out. And right now I think they're like 25% off on Adidas' actual website. And there was a bright yellow colorway that landed on the BBC ice cream website. Those might still be available as well if you want something a little more limited. And pricing was still $160. So you can get these pretty much below retail everywhere if you still want them. I think they're worth copying. I think this is the absolute best colorway, the gray hues all the way throughout, my favorite colorway yet. And guys, that pretty much that does it for the breakdown. As far as comfort goes, I really can't complain. I can't give anything a 10, but I'll give it a solid 9.5. It's a very comfortable shoe. I'm gonna, next time, I told you guys previously, I'm a big Disneyland dude. Me and my family hit Disney very, very often. These will be on my feet next time. I was gonna wear the Woodstocks, but these are a must. I've worn Ultra Boost before and I haven't worn these, so I will do a full day in Disney with these, and I'll probably tweet about it. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, do that. It's in somewhere on the channel. You guys can see it. It's easy to find me. And yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. That is the Pharrell Williams Solar Hue in the all gray finishes. Yeah, if you haven't already, like the video, helps everything out a ton. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like I've said before, man, we are back. We are on YouTube to stay, and I'm gonna be bringing you guys a ton of sneaker content. We have a podcast we're talking about with some people, so keep it on the low, but now you know. So anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks again. Love you guys. Until next time, peace out. Yo, I'm gonna throw these on feet right now, all right? So we're actually gonna throw these on feet, walk right out that front door, and give you guys a little hit, see how they look.